Hey there friends and enemies, JoPa here again, and today I've got another Destiny 2 build video for you guys, continuing my series on Iron Banner favorite subclass with the Stasis Titan. If you want to be as annoying as possible, freezing enemies all the time, this is the build for you. PvP mains might want to look away because this can be obnoxious, but it is a ton of fun once you get the flow down. It all starts with the Cryothesia sidearm. This weapon is very good in general, in my opinion, for PvP. It's a bit underrated, but it is also very obnoxious, so I understand why people don't want to use it. Once you get a kill with it, you're going to use the intrinsic trait LN2 burst. Swap firing modes after final blow to enable a charge shot. This charge shot will freeze enemies, so it does have liquid cooling. Direct hits by a charge shot instantly freeze the target. Indirect hits freeze combatants and slow opposing guardians. So if you direct hit somebody, frozen. If not, you slow them. Either way, it is very, very effective. And it combines really well with the Behemoth subclass. So obviously you're running your standard PvP stuff, including the cold snap grenade. This can be nice to get that initial freeze before you're able to get the Cryothesia charged up, so that's something to keep in mind. And then also Tectonic Harvest is very nice, and then Cryoclasm as well. You want to slide all over the place, breaking those crystals because of the fragments as well, which are Whisper of Rending. This is going to allow your Cryothesia to do increased damage to stasis crystals and frozen enemies. Whisper of Rime for that overshield with the stasis shards. Whisper of Fissures, so you can increase the damage size and size of the burst of the stasis when you destroy a stasis crystal or defeat a frozen target, which is nice. And then finally, Whisper of Hedrons to dramatically increase weapon stability, etc. After freezing a target with stasis. So you're going to be freezing targets all the time, and that's why the Twilight Oath sniper rifle will come in handy. You can use any one-shot special here, but I like a sniper because it does allow me to have a mixture of range with a sidearm as well. And also, once you freeze an enemy, they're an easy headshot because they're not moving. And if you have a sniper like Twilight Oath with opening shot and snapshot sights, you can swap to this weapon very, very quickly after you freeze an enemy as well. I'm also running Doom Petitioner, but you can run whatever heavy you're comfortable with in that slot. As far as the exotic armor I'm using, it's One-Eyed Mask. I didn't really enjoy using some of the stasis specific armors for this build, but the One-Eyed Mask is very good. Highlight and defeat those that harm you for an overshield. You're going to get an overshield either way, whether it is from One-Eyed Mask or from stasis crystals. So you try to have one at all times. It's a big part of Destiny 2 PvP right now. I know a lot of people find it annoying, but for me, it's just the way you have to build things in the current state of Destiny 2 PvP. I have Stasis Targeting, Stasis Siphon, as well as Loader Dexterity, Impact Induction, Unflinching Stasis, and then Solar Aim for the Sniper. We've got Recuperation Solar Holster. That is to regenerate your ammo in your sniper rifle so you don't have to reload it. And then Absolution, and then Distribution ×2 and Time Dilation. Now, the gameplay loop of this build is actually pretty straightforward. You're going to lead with the Cold Snap Grenade and try to get a kill with Cryothesia. Then you'll have your alternate fire charged and ready to go for continuous freezing of enemies, and it creates a nice cycle. You can also use your melee for one of my favorite things in the game, and that is to knock enemies around so you can knock them either off the map or knock them back as they try to shotgun you or fusion you and then finish them off with your sidearm. This is very satisfying in my opinion. You'll also have the sniper for when you need to get those quick kills. Say you have a bunch of enemies nearby, you freeze the first one, get a sniper kill, and then you're able to move on to the next one pretty easily as well. Now, otherwise, it's going to really be about how quickly you can get into and out of danger with this, because if you are fighting enemies one-on-one, then freezing them, getting the kill, and proceeding on to the next one is easy enough. You don't really have any group ad clear with this build, so you want to make sure that you're isolating enemies if at all possible, and then when you do so, finish them off as quickly as you can. This is why I'll often, if I don't have a cold snap grenade, try to lead with a snipe get a pick, and then once I do that, I can push forward with my sidearm from there, and then try to clean up and freeze enemies as well. Now, with Eruption, you're going to get your abilities back very quickly, but in other game modes, you might not have your Cold Snap back all the time, so that's why the sniper becomes even more important to get that initial kill before you're pushing into 2, 3, or 4 enemies. You'll also find that in Eruption with the Chaos, your super needs to be used smartly. So if you just pop your super and start charging at enemies, you'll find that you're going to get shredded down with a pulse rifle, scout rifle, auto rifle combination, and you won't make it all that far. So you want to make sure you use cover, use your stasis crystals in order to have cover, and then once you are able to close the gap with the enemies, make sure you're using your slide to proceed even farther. Slide through your stasis crystals for an overshield and then try to get some kills that way. But this super is not the best in PvP, so you don't want to just pop it and charge headlong into the enemies because it will create more problems than it actually fixes, and it can be super frustrating to feel like you're wasting your super because you're not able to get more than a single kill or two with it. So that's just a quick pointer with that super, because I know not a lot of people actually enjoy using it in PvP, and I understand the frustration, but if you use it effectively, it can be pretty good overall. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you like this series. If you do, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, it helps me out tremendously. Shows you want to see more Destiny 2 content from me going forward. I've got another Strand Warlock build in the works, as well as a Strand Titan build as well, that should also be very effective in Iron Banner this week and this season in general, because I do think having a variety of options is fun for me. I don't like running the same build over and over, and that's why I'm trying to make different builds for every subclass that is the favored one, so you will get those pinnacle rewards while using Strand, Stasis, as well as Solar. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, helps me out tremendously. Have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.